So, you didn't wear sunscreen for 20 years. Better late than never, my beautiful butterfly, and here's what you need to know to start. First and foremost, I just want to say, I'm so proud of you. I don't have to show you this TikTok of cancer chemotherapy. I don't have to show you this photo of a truck driver who didn't wear sunscreen. I don't have to show you this post-Mohs surgery, soft tissue, nasal reconstruction via forehead flap to remind you that sunscreen is essential. You've already got it, and I am so proud. And that's all I have to say about that. For beauty or for health, you understand that sunscreen is important, but the question is, if you haven't used it for so long, where's the best place to start and what do you need to know? I'm going to help you break down which sunscreens might be right for you and how to choose one, as well as what to ask your dermatologist or doctor about, what to look for when it comes to some of those spots that might be showing up on your face. Not to get concerned, but just to have awareness, and even speak about some of the non-skincare things that can be really helpful. And when it comes to sunscreen, I understand that it can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to choose the perfect one. I just want you to get out there and try a sunscreen that is best for your budget. And to make this a little bit easier, let's break down sunscreens into chemical/organic and mineral/inorganic. Basically, these are two different types of sunscreens and they have different benefits, and which one is right for you depends on your skin type. If you're someone who's looking for something that blends in really well, is cosmetically elegant, you don't have a lot of issues with burning or irritation, chemical/organic sunscreens are going to be the way to go. These are the ones that blend into skin really well. They usually wear great underneath makeup and they're fantastic and easy to use. Whereas if you are someone who's a bit more prone to skin irritation, if you have more sensitive skin, if sunscreens tend to burn and sting, especially in your eyes, you probably want to go for the physical/mineral options. And a lot of these do tend to be tinted. So if you're looking for a makeup option, there are some good ones over here as well. Which one is right for you? Well, it depends on your needs and your skin sensitivity, but I would say test them out. Remember, the best sunscreen for you is the one that you're going to wear. And let's actually speak about some of those different sunscreens for different skin types. Starting with the chemical/organic filters, there are a couple here that I absolutely love. This has got to be my favorite to the tune of 10 times over. This is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Sunscreen. If you want something that is moisturizing, pillowy, cushiony, but doesn't leave you greasy, this is a beautiful moisturizer that just so happens to be an SPF. What's great about this is that if you're someone who has never used a sunscreen before, you can literally use this in place of a daytime moisturizer, and it goes on so silky and so smooth. This is such an easy swap in a skincare routine that it doesn't feel like you're doing a total overhaul. Dr. Sam is a cosmetic dermatologist doctor from the UK, and she's created these products literally to be amazing and beautiful on skin. She's also struggled with her own skin conditions and makes these for women who want to have luxurious skincare without the price. And while this is expensive, this is phenomenal if you want an amazing finish. Now let's say that you're like, Cassandra, that's great, but I don't want to spend that kind of money. I want something that I can pick up at Target. And oh, by the way, maybe I have more dry skin, or I want a dewy finish and a glow. Might I get you onto Black Girl Sunscreen? This stuff is so good. It has avocado, it has jojoba, it's extremely hydrating, and even if you have oily skin, it does give you that nice glowy sheen. This is phenomenal, especially if you are dry or if you're oily and like to glow. This is like 11 to 15 bucks. It's an SPF 30. They say it's for face and body, but this is so good. And if you want a budget option, this can't be beat. Now, what if you do like that dewy glow, but you want something a little bit more elevated? Maybe you have acne scars or texture and you wear makeup. Supergoop is a best friend. This is one that a lot of people over 40 or over 50 love. This is an SPF 40, and as you can see, it almost comes out as like this clear jelly. This really does almost feel like a liquidy Vaseline or a petrolatum jelly on the skin, and it really smooths over any fine lines, any texture, any open pores. So if you are someone who has texture or fine lines and wrinkles, this is the perfect primer for makeup. So it's not only protecting your skin and preventing collagen degradation, preventing skin cancer, and helping to prevent further wrinkles from forming, but it's also smoothing over the skin and acting as a base for makeup. This is one of the best for makeup wearers, and yes, this works on mature skin. One of the things about mature skin is that it tends to be a little bit more crepier, a little bit more wrinkly. Think of your skin like tissue paper, and if you crumple it up a couple times, that's what happens if we've spent a long time in the sun. And again, it's not something to be ashamed of, it's just something to be aware of for the sake of our health, and if you want to, for your beauty. One of the best sunscreens for mature skin is this one from Paula's Choice. This is the Youth Extending Daily Hydrated Fluid. This is for normal to oily to combination skin. I really like this on mine, and this is an SPF 50 with antioxidants. This is another great choice if you are someone who is looking for skincare that actually does skincare while taking care of your sun protection needs. A++++. This is also a really light formula. So if you're someone who's like, ooh, I hate that feeling of goop on my face, then this honey bunch is not going to be for you, but this one absolutely is. And as you can see, with just a couple of rubs, this goes in so nice. Rub-a-dub-dub. Cassandra in a tub of sunscreen. And although this is a personal favorite of mine, one that can't be beat is for those who have adult acne, because yes, adults still get acne. Who said that we grew out of acne? Like for some people maybe, but hi, raise your hand if you have PCOS or if you went through menopause and your hormones are changing and your skin is just breaking out. I feel like it is so devalidating for people to just say that you'll grow out of acne, because I'm growing up and my acne is still living with full residency on my shoulders and yes, on areas of my face. It is rude. It's a squatter. That's what my pimples are. But this right here is the Mega Shade from Zipstika. This is such a good serum sunscreen. It is super, super lightweight and it is literally made for acne prone skin. As you can see, mine is leaking because I had it in my bag because I carry it with me everywhere I go. But this is such a nice, lightweight, liquidy formula, and if you are acne prone, this is one that does not cause the breakouts. This has a little bit of zinc, but it is so beautiful, and if you are someone who really struggles with breakout skin and adult acne, the Mega Shade throws mega shade on all of the other sunscreens based on how well it works. And speaking of shade, before we get to some of those inorganic slash physical slash mineral sunscreens, let's talk about shade, because a lot of people don't realize that throwing shade is a welcome addition in this skintellectual family. Shade can actually act as sunscreen. You can buy UPF protective clothing. My mom all my life used to dress me up in this UPF protective sunsuit. I looked like Barney. I looked like the demon spawn child Barney. It was terrible. But I looked like this horrible purple, green mess blob at the beach. And it was basically a UPF protective sunsuit. And throughout my teenage years, I hated her for it. And then I grew up and grew some fucking brain cells. And I was like, damn, mama, you protected me. Thank you, Mother Goose. And now I'm out here wearing the same fucking types of hats that she does. You know, and I have my UPF protective cover swimsuit that I just absolutely love and adore. Also, it makes me look like a really hot scuba diver. Like, yeah. This hat specifically is one of my favorites. It is the, I think it's called Sundaisies, what is it called? Sunday Afternoons. And it has this back flappy flap. A lot of people don't put sunscreen on the backs of their necks and their ears. And a lot of skin cancers, basal cell, and even squamous cell carcinomas can happen here. Although most of them tend to happen on the nose, and those are really bad when they do. But they can technically happen just about anywhere. But with this, it actually covers all of those things. It also has little air vents, and it actually has like a little cinch on the back. So if you need to adjust it for your head, you can. But this has been one of my favorite hats. My mom and my grandma and my dad have literally used the exact same ones in a different color for probably 12 years. And I finally got around to getting one, and you know what? I do not regret it. 2022 is the year of the hat. And yes, the shade, the UPF protective things, they do help. So don't underestimate them. Now, what if you are looking for some physical... Rude. These are some great physical sunscreens that I've used at different prices depending on what you need. One of the first and one of my favorites is this one. This is from Australian Gold. This is, again, from CVS. It's like maybe $10, $15. You can get it for as low as $7. It's an SPF 50, and this is one of the nicest, pillowiest, cushioniest sunscreens out there, and it does have this beautiful tint. If you are looking for something that acts as a BB cream that smooths over fine lines and wrinkles, and that gives you a little bit of an evenness if you tend to have age spots or dark spots or sunspots that show up, this goes on so nice, and it actually helps to cover that. And because this is a physical slash mineral sunscreen, a lot of those tend to flash back white or gray. That's why a lot of these brands tend to add these tints, because it actually stops that from happening. But it also works as a little bit of extra sun protection, which is truly phenomenal. This is inexpensive, tinted, and amazing, and they have different tints on what you need. Now, if price is not an option and you're really looking to be bougie, this is one of the best things I have ever used. This is the Sunbetter Advanced Mineral Protection Skin Science brand, and this is like a thick, beautiful, luxurious foundation sunscreen. If you are looking for something that covers texture, if you're looking for something that covers color, if you have even like liver spots or melasma or rosacea, this is going to cover it. Do you see her? She is thick. She is not messing around. This sunscreen is expensive, but it's an SPF 75, so you can really leave it on like all day to play. And it really is a leveled up version of what the Australian Gold offers at the drugstore. But if you're someone who hates the feeling of sunscreen, yet you wear makeup all day, this makes it really easy to transition into that. And because it is a sunscreen, not a makeup that acts as a sunscreen, but it's a sunscreen that acts as a makeup, it's actually giving you the protection that you need. But on the flip side, if you're like Cassandra, I literally have less than $10 to spend. I don't want to spend money on sunscreen. The Ordinary. Is this my favorite? No. Is it like 4 or 5 out of 10? Yes, but if you are trying to find something inexpensive for your face, for your body, yada, 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 for whatever it is you need, this is a good one to go to. Now, if you are a 4, 5, or a 6 on our beautiful Fitzpatrick scale, you might need to rub this in a bit. This might not be right for you. And when I first started using this, I was like, oh, it's great. And then I realized, no, Cass, you gotta rub this in a little bit more, especially if you're using the right amount. But if you're looking for an inexpensive mineral filter that's under 10 bucks, this is an SPF 30 and it has antioxidants in it. And this is one of the best and the basics. It also is great for more sensitive skin. It doesn't have fragrance, it doesn't have dyes or colorants. And if you're someone where like everything burns you can use this on the chest, on the back, on the face, etc. It's inexpensive, but it's a good way to go. Now, what if everything burns, including your eyes, and you're just like, I cannot use sunscreens because I am in so much pain and I can't find something that just looks good on me? Let's say that you also like a couple of oils in your skincare, you're okay with coconut oil, etc. Might I introduce you to a K-Beauty staple? This is phenomenal. This is from Rovectin. It's the Skin Essentials Aqua Soothing UV Protector SPF 50 PA+++++. And if you're looking for a K-Beauty sunscreen that does the job, we have an editor named Doris who has really sensitive eyes and sensitive everything. And she has literally rubbed this in her eyes and it works. It's a base of zinc, so it is a mineral sunscreen, but it actually blends in quite well. This is so beautiful. It's so wonderful. Another really good one is from Isntree. Isntree is one of my personal favorites. I haven't tried the hyaluronic acid watery sun gel on more mature skin types, but I have tried this one and it is so good. And as you can see, it has like that oil, but it doesn't overly weigh the skin down. This is so great. And if you are the most sensitive of the sensitive, or you are just itching to get your hands on some K-Beauty that actually works, this mineral sunscreen is phenomenal. And as mentioned, the best sunscreen is the one that you're going to use. So even if you want to mix and match, that's totally an option for you. And remember that when doing this, it's not just about preventing aging. Like, not everybody gets to age. And when we think about it like that, like, how cool is it to level up, right? And with that, of course, comes sun exposure, but inherent risks. And that's why the skin cancer conversation is so impactful. Looking at what some of these people are going through and sharing their stories online, or looking what happened to this truck driver, or some of these surgeries that people have undergone, it really shows that it's not just about anti-aging and like preventing wrinkles and melasma and sunspots and acne scars. It's literally about the long-term health of our body's largest organ, our skin. And that's why seeing a dermatologist, if you have access to one regularly, is a good idea, just to make sure things are looking all right. And no lies, I understand that not everyone has an access to a dermatologist. I think that's why telehealth and telemedicine can be so helpful. Can be slightly harder to make a diagnosis, but when it comes to skin cancers, artificial intelligence, AI, has actually been more accurate than humans, which is actually pretty good and pretty promising when it comes to melanoma. But making sure that you also kind of do a skin check, or just kind of keep an eye on any moles or spots, is really important. And again, it's not to be freaked out about, it's just to be aware. Make sure that you look for the ABCDEs of skin cancer, if not the ABCDEFGs, if you want those gold stars, brownie points, and want to go that extra mile. A is for asymmetry. So if you were to cut that lesion in half, does it look the same on both sides? B is for border irregularity. Is it even, or is it kind of jagged? C is for color or changes. Is it changing in color, shape, size, or does it have multiple colors inside of it? D, is it looking different or strange than your other ones? E, is it evolving? Is it changing? Is it growing? Is it larger than the end of a pencil? F, is it firm? This can be fine, or it could be an early sign of nodular melanoma. And G, is it growing? Is it morphing? Again, is it kind of changing, or is it elevated? Looking for those can be helpful. And if you really don't have access to a dermatologist, look at things like K-Health. Look at some of these telemedicine options. And again, this is also a point of contention for me that I feel like we need to bring up, because telemedicine is amazing. And hey, you're probably watching this using the interwebs. Congratulations, I'm so proud of you. But we really have to recognize that there is a large subset of the population, especially those who are more prone to actinic keratoses and to skin cancer, maybe who are more mature or geriatric, who don't have the ability to access the internet, or the understanding, or the guidance, or the coaching. And that can actually be a huge problem, access to the internet. When you think of access to basic needs like water, air, and food, it's great that we have those, but the internet is becoming increasingly essential to operating and to day-to-day life. And as someone who literally acts as tech support for many of the senile or geriatric people inside of my life, it is rough. It is really rough for people who are struggling with that. And this is to anyone who, is using the internet. If there's someone who maybe doesn't know how to use the internet, instead of getting frustrated or short, see if there's something you could do to help. Like, have a lunch date, have a coffee date, call it tea and technology, and literally see if there's anything that you can help out with. And even if it means having a little skin cancer conversation to that one person that used to go out and tan before they knew better, and the earlier years, because that was a very regular thing for people to literally go to the beach and tan like in baby oil and hold held the mirrors up. Hi, does anybody remember that? I did not partake, but boy, do I remember. And boy, are there many skin cancer patients and clients who remember. And having those conversations is never a bad idea. It's never too late. And again, yes, it's about beauty and it's about feeling good about ourselves and taking autonomy over our skin and our health, but it's also about that prevention and protection and just getting those spots checked. Let me know which sunscreen you think is best for you. Let me know what you think of my UPF Barney swimsuit. Like, would you have been friends with me if you saw me on the beach, or would you have run away? I probably would be like eating sand. I literally would like eat sand. So I don't blame you if you would run away, but I mean, I'm still curious and I want to know. Always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in the comments with your personal sun or skin story, because if you'd like to share it, I would like to read it. Love you guys. Bye.